Life is a common factor between plants, animals, cells, etc. In this video, we will cover cells, its domains, and life. The origins are unknown today. What we do know is that Luca is our common ancestor, which evolved into a eukaryotic cell, which later evolved into us. But we share some DNA. 50% with bananas, 61% with fruit flies, and 99.99% with orangutans. All living beings share some characteristics such as reproduction, organisms producing offspring with their whole or part of their DNA. Cells, as stated by the cell theory, every organism is made out of cells. Irritation, we respond to stimuli such as hunger, heat, or pain. And metabolism, which is a series of reactions that promote growth and development of the organism. All plants, animals, insects, microorganisms have all of these characteristics, which is why they are considered to be alive. The word biology is derived from the Greek words bios, that means life, and logos, that means study. Thus, biology is the study of life. Biologists study the function, structure, growth, origins, and evolution of living organisms. They study from atoms to cells, animals, ecosystems, populations, and even the biosphere. Biology is divided into many areas, such as biochemistry, which concerns the chemical and physiochemical processes that occur within the living, botany, that studies plants, zoology concerning animals, ecology, which studies ecosystems and preservation, and one of the most innovative, new, and important, bioinformatics, which is the science that collects and analyzes complex biological data, such as genetic codes. And now we will talk about the phylogenetic tree. The phylogenetic tree is a diagram that represents evolutionary relationships among organisms. It reflects how we all evolved from the same organism. However, this structure is just a hypothesis. The classification that's getting obsolete by the scientific community is the one introduced in 1968 by Robert Whittaker, which stated that all living organisms could be classified into 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. The new classification proposes 3 domains for all living organisms. The kingdom Bacteria became Bacteria and Archaea, while the rest of the kingdoms were concentrated into the Eukarya domain. The cell was discovered in the 17th century by a British scientist and microscope enthusiast called Robert Hooke. While observing a piece of cork under his microscope, he saw little divisions that reminded him of cells. In that time, also known as the rooms in which monks slept inside the monasteries. The cell theory, now universally accepted, is composed by 3 statements. The first claims that all cells come from a pre-existing cell. The second statement implies that all living organisms are made up of cells. Meanwhile, the third statement conveys that the cell is the basic unit of structure in all organisms. The creators of the cell theory were 3 scientists: Virchow, who stated that all cells come from pre-existing cells; Schwann, that after investigating animals came to the conclusion that all animals were made up of cells; and finally, Schleiden, who after studying plants discovered that all of them were made up of cells. And this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.